What is going on, everybody? We are back with another CCW review. I am Nick.
I am Joe.
We're here to talk about AEW Dynamite from July 1st, 2026. And, man, this is a show. Listen, props. This is the second month in a row they didn't completely shit the bed coming off of a pay-per-view.
Yeah, they started out with immediate follow-up and like story stuff, and I was so fucking confused. I was like, it starts out so strong
Right.
and then it doesn't, but we'll get there.
So yeah. Last Sunday, after Forbidden Door, I guess, Renee is with Osprey and Windsor. Windsor! During their conversation, Mox shows up and Windsor's like, "Hey, I'll talk to you later." And he's like, "All right."
Yeah, she pieces out real quick.
And
Like she doesn't like that dude that much.
and Mox is like, "Hey, here's a bag of ice." And he's like, "Look." Osprey's like, "Hey, what did you mean by a couple weeks ago when you said that you're starting to see it?" And Mox is like, "Well, look, if you want to be the real thing, you've got to find it." He says, "AEW can be something great. This business has always been full of carnies, liars, and backstabbers, and it's up to them to protect this place and preserve the craft." He's like, "It's not about the titles," going back to his whole not caring about titles thing for some reason. And he's like, "But hey, me and the group took a vote on it, and if you want to, if you want to, we would love for you to join the Death Riders." And he hands him a little badge.
You can ride with us.
And I actually like the idea of giving out patches to join. I was like, that's pretty fucking
It's
neat.
very aces and eights to me.
I didn't watch TNA during that time. So
But you know exactly who that is, though.
I know who a couple people in Aces and Eights are. I don't know who everyone that was in it was. I know Bully was in it.
Bully was the leader.
And I know Booker T was in it at one point.
Oh, I don't remember Book. I remember.
Or maybe I could be wrong.
Ken Kennedy.
Who
And
all was in Aces and Eights TNA?
tons of people because contracts would expire or they couldn't afford
Oh,
bookings, so people would just come and go.
I was wrong. It was not Booker. It was Bully, D'Lo, Mr. Anderson, which is still one of the people that got fucked over in WWE. Devon. I was about to say, who the fuck is Devon? It's Devon.
You're so used to it just being D/Vaughn that it's spelled out naturally. You were like, who the fuck is Devon?
Devon.
That's hilarious.
DOC, which was Luke Gallows in WWE.
Yep.
Nux, who was Mike Knox. That's a terrible name. Wes Briscoe, Garrett Bischoff, Tito Ortiz,
Yeah, as I said.
Brooke Hogan, and then
Yeah.
fucking Taz.
Bully and Brooke had a wedding thing. Oh, dude, it was so bad.
Dude, I am so glad I missed all of that. Like, why? I just remember seeing pictures of people in the vests and shit, and then I was just like,
Yep. Yep. It was very carny, to use a phrase that Mox used earlier.
Will starts to walk off, runs into Omega, sees and Will or Omega's like, "Hey man, what you did is some next level shit, and I'm proud of you." And Will's like, "Look, man, I don't need this big brother shit." Basically, he's like, just because you gave up on yourself doesn't mean that I'm giving up on myself. And then
Yeah.
MJF shows up, and Kenny's like, "Hey, I'm coming for you if you win against Briscoe on Wednesday." And MJF completely bypasses Kenny and then looks at Will and says, "Hey, I'll see you at Wembley." And
Yeah.
Omega,
They're like, it's too writing on the wall. I don't know if they're gonna pull the trigger, but it seems awful writing on the wall that Kenny is gonna win next week.
Omega's like, "I'll always care about you, Will. I can't quit you." He didn't say that. But then he walked off.
That's what his eyes was saying. We made it through a whole segment without him calling anybody bruv, though, so I was happy.
You hear it later.
Well, MJF says it more than he does this episode, so you know what? I'll take the win.
I don't know what you have against the word bruv, but it's like one
I
of the
don't know. It
coolest
just
words in
it just
wrestling.
irks me. It just irks me. Also, while I have you here, what are we thinking about the title match next week?
Which one?
We'll talk about it later
Yeah,
because we don't know
if you're
who's
talking
going to
about
win between MJF and
if
Mark Briscoe.
if we're gonna talk, we'll talk about the world title at the end of the match, or at the end of the thing after Kenny's
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
AEW World Championship match, match one. Mark fucking Mosquito. Mark Briscoe, go away.
Mark Mosquito?
Like, I'm allergic to these fuckers. Get out of my house.
Out of my house.
Not deathly,
This
guys.
is my house. This is my house, motherfucker.
I won't die from being bit by a mosquito, but it will blister up and be a pain in my ass. Mark Briscoe versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. Early on, MJF ripped off Mark's Band-Aid and bit him in his wound, causing it to reopen, and now there's blood. At some point, Briscoe breaks out a table, and then Max puts it back under the ring. And I'm just like, a part of Max's whole persona is cleaning up after other people, and it makes me laugh.
It's getting there, isn't it? He's sweeping up the ring and
he's so
restacking
adamant.
tables.
He's so adamant about everything just being a very basic wrestling match that he has no problem cleaning up after his cohorts.
Yeah, because that's his strength. So he wants to keep the environment in his wheelhouse.
He's more blue collar than half the people he wrestles. Anyways, all jokes aside, Briscoe hit a nice burning hammer in the ring. I love that move.
Yeah.
And then honestly, Briscoe owns most of this match.
Yeah.
He hits a blockbuster off of the barricade. I spelled it barricade for whatever reason.
Yeah, the barricade to the floor.
Which was pretty cool. And then elbow dropped
There's
into
a lot of shit on the floor.
Yeah. They exposed the
concrete from they pulled up the mat, they exposed the concrete.
Took turns slamming each other on it. Towards the end of the match, he hits a froggy bow and then a J driller, which we all knew MJF was going to kick out because up to this point he had never kicked out of it before.
Yep.
So that was pretty easy to read. I actually would have been more surprised had he actually just lost.
Right? On a fucking flat on his back on a random Dynamite.
It wouldn't be the first time. That's how Darby won it.
Yeah, don't remind me of that.
MJF hits an Alabama slam and then rolls Briscoe out to the apron to hit a heat seeker. It was actually a pretty nice, smooth transition. Because, like, he hit the Alabama slam and then grabbed him by his feet and flipped him over through the ropes.
Just flipped him over through the ropes. Yep, it was good.
That was pretty neat. And then he hit the heat seeker for a very just abrupt ending for a match that he was getting his ass beat for most of it.
Yeah, they're really protecting the heat seeker.
That's so that it can get kicked out of next week.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It was okay. It's not. So this match as a whole was not my favorite of their matches. But
this served its point.
It served its point. It was a good match. Yeah.
It was a good TV world title match.
I'll be happy to not see them wrestle
really
again for
good.
a while.
Me too.
Post match, MJF goes to hit Briscoe with the diamond ring and nails him, but Omega comes out and chases him off. Kenny's like, "Hey, don't actually." He gets a mic. At first, I was like, "Unfortunately," but this was actually a really good segment from him.
Yeah, Kenny on the mic tonight was not bad.
Kenny said, "Don't act surprised." He said he was gonna be here. He said that if he won, he'd be knocking down the door. And he's like, "I want a match tonight," and my face went screwy. Like, what? Like,
come on, bro. Come on, bro.
We know better. Come on. Then MJF said the same thing. He's like, "Nah, not gonna happen." He's like, "However, he says no. I've beaten you twice, and I kicked out of the one-winged angel like it was nothing," which is funny because he was down for like 30 seconds after the one-winged angel. No one was there to make the count, but I love how he plays into it.
Like he's Superman kicked out of it. It's great. He's just a great delusional heel.
He's like, "But no, unless you agree to wrestle next week, And if you lose, you won't be able to to go for the AEW World Championship ever again. And he says, and I need an answer tonight, or you'll never get a shot at this title while I hold it. Which is funny because that's not his decision.
Yeah, you're not the booker, son.
Backstage.
Matter of fact, that's how Darby got the match in the first place, because you were denying, and he got it anyways.
Right. Backstage, MJF is with Renee, and she asks if he feels prepared for Omega. And he's like, yo, before I even answer your question, first off, Andrade, payback is coming. You won't know when or where, but it's coming. He's like, and as for Renee, he lists off a whole slew of people who all lost to MJF, and there's a lot of big names in there.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes. They kept bringing up Cody tonight.
Yeah, they did. He says the best wrestler in the world isn't the best bout machine or the aerial assassin. He said Kenny won't agree to it because Kenny's gutless. And then Will Ospreay walked up and said one of the most ruthless things I have ever heard on TV in a wrestling promotion. He says, hey, bruv, you might want to be careful. You'll break your neck sucking yourself off like that. And I lost my shit. I was like, that's fantastic. MJF basically tells him he'll see his pale ass at Wembley. This is why I like Will Ospreay.
Yeah. Called Kenny literally gutless. This is such a good line.
We get an in-ring segment where technically it's an on-ramp segment, but it's out in the arena. Shivani brings out Andrade, and Andrade is basically like, hey, I was tired of the Don Callis family, and it's time to beat that bitch MJF and become world champion. And he's like, I have one question. How you know? And then he gets attacked from behind by Doyle, Cage, Archer, and Kevin Knight eventually makes it to the ring. I think he's having a hard time finding it because he had a rag over his face, but he made it there. He had a thing on Twitter where he was like, not one of you asked how I was doing after last night's pay-per-view.
After he got blew up.
He was like, I see how it is.
Booby trapped.
And then a lot of people in the fucking comments were like, you deserved it.
Right.
Cage does eventually hit his amazing... I love his finisher. I don't know what it's called, but it's that fucking pile driver.
Something drill.
But he hits it on Andrade. They kick him out of the ring so that Kevin Knight can have his match.
Yeah, it's essentially a screwdriver. It's the old Scott Steiner screwdriver.
Right. We get a promo video back from commercial break before the match actually starts where Monet's like, I'm the first time ever two-time Women's Owen Cup winner. I raised the standard. Dreams don't win championships. I do. Which I thought was a nice line at the end.
It was a nice line, but it was completely and utterly, pointless.
Yeah, it's very heelish. As she tends to be.
I mean, it was just a way to get Monet on TV.
All right,
so you didn't forget about her.
Match number 2, my match of the night.
Match of the night.
AEW TNT Championship match, which is Kevin Knight versus Leo. Listen, there's a part of me during this entire match I was hoping they were going to pull the trigger and let Leo win this.
I was too, but I knew it wasn't going to happen.
Oh, so close. Leo comes out with his own backpack, which starts the match off hilarious. Because, he puts the backpack in the middle of the ring, and Kevin's afraid to touch it for obvious reasons.
Right, he thinks it's booby trapped, too.
Eventually, he touches it, he bats it around, and then Don Callis was on commentary like, I wouldn't be batting it around like that.
He's like, I wouldn't shake it around like that.
He opens the backpack, and apparently Leo Rush's Ring of Honor TV Championship is all black.
Yeah, it's blacked out.
Fits his personality. His soul, so to speak. So, the match, honestly, there's not a whole lot to talk about. Kevin Knight was playing on the leg injury from the match quite a bit.
Leo took probably 70% of the match.
Oh yeah, Leo was biting his knee to make it even worse, which was funny because it's like, how are you getting through the knee pad? And then
Doyle kept saving Knight by dragging him outside the ring.
Yeah, Doyle. And then at one point, is it Doyle that he dives on and catches him?
Yep.
But he gets out of it.
Yeah, and he throws Doyle into the post.
But There's one moment where Leo does his animal run and then dives to the outside to take out Kevin
Yeah,
Knight.
under the between the middle and the bottom rope instead of between the top and the middle. It's
and
crazy.
and when he does the dive, Don Callis gets up from commentary to go check on him, and then Leo sneaks up behind him and taps him, and Don Callis turns and screams and runs.
It looks petrified. It was great. This match was mostly character work,
Oh yeah.
but it was fantastic. The
Leo,
crowd is into Leo, dude. The crowd was chanting Leo again.
we are.
The crowd is
I
the crowd is into it, dude.
so
Well, I know we are, but even everybody is.
I remember when this persona first showed up, how apprehensive you were.
Yeah, because it's how they're utilizing it. Because by itself, if they don't do things with it, it
Right.
comes across kind of generic. He needs time on TV to let this thing marinate.
Right.
And well, fuck, all I've been doing on our Discord is sending you all the interviews and shit he was doing.
Yeah.
In character.
He's great, and I will say this: the one thing, because again, I like to compare him with Danhausen, because Danhausen's having a huge surge over in WWE for right now as well.
Yep.
And both of them are very, very good comedy personas. The one thing I think Leo does have over Danhausen is Leo can wrestle.
I agree.
And always has been able to.
I agree. I think Danhausen can do more than he's being allowed to do. But
Absolutely.
like Leo is a legit fucking. Leo Rush was Ricochet before Ricochet was Ricochet.
Right.
But
technically, Ricochet was Ricochet before Leo was. Anyways, because
no, Leo Rush has been around longer than Ricochet.
Has he? I don't know, because
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ricochet has been wrestling long before WWE.
Well, yeah, but so is Leo Rush. Leo Rush has been around a long time, dude.
Let's see. Ricochet made his professional debut in 2003. His breakout was in 2006, and I know he was like Prince Puma over in.
Whoa, dude, maybe I am mistaken. I have it. Wikipedia is saying Leo Rush is only 31 years old.
And Leo Rush began his professional wrestling career November of 2014.
I stand corrected.
I was right about something for once. Woohoo! It doesn't happen often, folks.
I remember seeing Leo Rush before I saw Ricochet, but
I don't doubt
to each
it.
their own. Everybody has their own path.
I believe. So I was seeing. I saw Ricochet first. I was actually excited when he originally joined NXT because I had seen the stuff he was doing on the indies through videos on YouTube and
all the crazy splashes and dives
and the crazy shit he was doing over as Prince Puma as well.
Yep.
And that one promotion that I can't remember for some reason.
Lucha Underground.
That one. So like when they announced that they had signed him, I got super stoked and was like, dude, he's gonna be great for NXT. And then like they barely ever did anything with him.
Well, that's because he came along at the end of Hunter's run.
Right.
And then it became NXT 2.0 and he got called up to the main roster and Vince was there and Vince hates little guys and that was the end of that.
Yeah, but that even continued into Triple H's run too.
Well, yeah, that's because he'd been ruined.
Right. Anyways. So Kevin wins with his rock bottom because fuck me. And this time he didn't even spin with it, so it was just a legit rock bottom.
Well, he kind of whipped Leo. He kind of like drug him into it and lifted him up and slammed him.
Oh yeah, but he's still
fine.
He's doing the kick out, like the leg kick.
Oh yeah,
on it. And like I'm like, dude,
the leg kick, the arms flailing, and then he's just slamming him down. Yeah,
I hate it.
We knew this was going to happen, man.
I fucking
wrestlers are inspired by other wrestlers, so
Yeah,
I mean, look at LA Knight. He is
that,
both somehow Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock at the same time.
and then Ricky is just The Rock as well. Listen, you know what? Kevin Knight can go sign with WWE, and him and fucking Ricky Saints can have at it. Don't do that. I actually like Kevin Knight as a wrestler for the most part. I just hate this fucking move.
I don't like heel Kevin Knight. Heel Kevin Knight is kind of lame.
Backstage. Oh, I'm sorry. Post match. I forgot there was a whole post match thing here. Darby Allin's music hits, and Darby's like, "I want a TNT title match." And if he says no, what happened at Forbidden Door is going to keep happening. And then Kevin Knight, you know what? Kevin Knight's like, you know what? I'm tired of you and your jackass little stunts. He's getting ready to tell him that he'll give him the match, but Don yanks the mic from him. And he's like, Darby, you've been a great wrestler and champ, but at the pay-per-view, you crossed the line from wrestler to criminal. And the Don Callis family doesn't deal with criminals. Darby's like, all right, you dug your grave, Kevin. And then he walked off laughing while Don Callis was losing his mind on the mic. I actually really enjoyed this little segment.
I did too. You know what I want that? You know what I want to happen? I want additional booby traps. I want members of the Don Callis family to be taken out due to booby traps. I want them to be so paranoid backstage that they're all freaked out and shit and don't and like are refusing to touch things and like doors and stuff. I want Darby to booby trap and eliminate all the Don Callis family one by one.
I hadn't even put this much thought into it as a whole, and I'm on board. Because it would be the funniest fucking thing. But they gotta be simple booby traps. We can't go full fucking like crazy shit, right? Like
it can't be fucking like Looney Tunes and shit.
You can't set up like flamethrowers to light people on fire and shit. Like no, just have little things explode here and there. It's kind of like what happened in the pay-per-view.
No, I want fucking Home Alone style booby traps. I want paint cans flying down off the stairwells and knocking fucking RPG Vice.
Collisions tomorrow instead of Saturday because of 4th of July. Maybe someone will catch some Roman candles to the gut.
Oh, God. Oh, a pyro accident. Now that you're talking about fireworks and shit.
Yeah.
That's an easy one you can gimmick. Kind of dangerous, but it can be gimmicked.
Dude, they exploded a backpack in somebody's face. I think they'll figure it out if they want to go that route.
Exactly. Yeah, I want them all paranoid. I think it would be hilarious.
Especially Don Callis.
Yeah, because he played freaked out very well.
Backstage, Ciampa wants to make Renee tell everyone in the world that Ciampa is better than Jericho. And like he's kind of like telling her to like shut up and not talk while he's talking type shit. I was half expecting Mox to pop up out of nowhere, if I'm being honest.
Nah.
But nah. Instead, you just see this trash can fly in from behind, and Jericho dropped it on his head.
Renee's like, what the hell? She hightails her ass on out of there.
They fight to the outside of the building. They start using some weapons to the outside on the outside of the building. At some point, Jericho, old man, flops off a truck onto Ciampa.
I hated this segment so much.
Well, Ciampa and security, before enough security finally breaks them up. The more they interact with each other, the more I'm not looking forward to this match. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hot mess. I think it's going to be a garbage brawl match like this, and I am not for it. Ciampa's too good of a wrestler to have this type of bullshit with Jericho. I wish he would have taken the drill and actually drilled through his fucking skull.
That's rude. I don't want no one dead.
Well, I say it in jest.
It's through the ear, maybe. That could be fun. Backstage, the Bucks are talking to Kenny. Bucks don't.
Renee is busy.
Yeah. The Bucks don't agree with each other. One thinks that he should take the stipulation, and the other one's like, I don't think it's a good idea, man.
I love that even when they're pretty much telling you exactly who they are and what their names are, you still don't know which Buck is which. Exactly. Matt is apprehensive, and Nick is the gambler. Remember, he lost all their money when they won the match a few months ago.
I only know it when one of them gets busted open, and the announcers tell me that. And they're like, Nick busted open. And I'm like, all right, Nick's the one that got busted open this match.
He's the bloody one. Follow the blood trail. They could have been wearing name tags, and you would have still been like, Young Buck 1 and Young Buck 2.
Accurate. Maybe if one of them shaved completely and the other one didn't. Maybe that's a route they need to go.
They used to have different colored hair, but now they are both just brown haired.
Kenny says he hadn't made his decision yet. And if he can't challenge ever again, what's left for him in wrestling? Thing is, though, when he thinks back, his first reign, he needed to go to a dark place. But if he decides to take this match, win or lose, he does it alone. And he tells the Bucks that. He's like, I don't want your help. But for now, he's going to think about it. And then we get to our next match. Match 3, Will Ospreay versus Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley versus The Swirl.
The Lethal Swirl.
It's just the Swirl. It's only lethal when
Lethal's out there.
Actually wrestling. The Swirl attack Mox and Ospreay from behind at the very start of the match. I didn't even realize they didn't get an entrance.
Yeah. Too many backstage segments. They came out during that segment.
Marina Shafir hits an exploding suplex on Lethal for interfering in the match, which had me rolling. I was like, poor Lethal. I like Marina when she's doing silly shit like that.
Marina's a good manager valet because she'll take bumps. She'll get involved. That's what good managers do.
Don't let her talk.
Oh, no, please. Toes and orifices and...
And actually, I loved the finish of this match. John hits a paradigm shift, which popped. I don't remember which one it was. I believe it was Blake.
I think it was Blake as well.
But I don't remember which one it is. Whichever one it was, it popped him up just enough for Ospreay to hit a hidden blade on him. And I was like, that's a pretty nice little combo.
Yeah, I believe it was Blake Christensen.
And this is at the point where I noticed that Will is indeed wearing the Death Rider's badge on his pants. The infiltration has been a success.
Yeah. I'm so over this shit.
Oh, he's got to tear apart the Death Riders from the inside, man.
Yeah, you think that's the plan, do you?
I think that was the plan to begin with. I think he's eventually going to really enjoy being there. I will say this, though. If they do decide to have him tear apart the Death Riders from the inside, I don't know where they go from there. Because I don't know what anybody in the Death Riders does outside of being in the Death Riders in AEW.
You're not wrong.
They've all been together for so long at this point. I don't know how you give them singles pushes as far as not having other people.
Well, Claudio would be the only one that has the... Well, Claudio and Pac are the only ones that have the talent to actually be singles.
Right.
Garcia and Yuta, I guess, could be some makeshift tag team. Just go by something else.
The losers. And I like Yuta. I think he's a good wrestler. I just think his personality sucks.
His personality, he's bland. Matter of fact, so is Garcia. They're both just bland.
Last Sunday at Forbidden Door, I guess, Lexi gives a congrats to the tag team champs for winning. And Christian's like, I want to know what Jay White's deal is. Cope's like, dude, he owed me a favor, and he paid up. And Christian's like...
I guess we're even now.
And Christian's like, well, before Jay took a year off collecting paychecks from home, I had a big problem with him, and I still do. And then he walked off. And so we find out here that they're paid up. They're square. And then some weird shit happens later, and we'll get there.
It's just because collision happens.
In-ring segment,
well,
Jay White comes out with the Bang Bang Gang. This is about the point where I sent you a message. So, guys, listen, hear me out. I think they're about to introduce 5-man tag team championships.
No.
You can have...
We don't need any more damn belts.
You can have the Bang Bang Gang. You can have the Death Riders. You can have the Conglomeration. You can have Shane Taylor Promotions. You can have...
I don't want to see STP on my screen, even though they're going to be on fucking Collision.
I still want Shane Taylor and Stokely. I want Stokely to be his mouthpiece. I just think it'd be fucking hilarious.
What if they both just move their lips at the same time saying the same thing, and you just don't know which one's actually saying anything since they sound the exact same?
Oh, no.
Stokely can get a stool in the middle of the ring, Yeah, Shane Taylor can sit on the stool in the middle of the ring, and then Stokely can sit on his lap, and he can be like the little
A
puppet
ventriloquist.
Shane Taylor. Yeah, that's their new gimmick. They're a ventriloquist act.
Dude, that's rude. I love it.
That is rude as shit. I like Stokely.
I do
I
too.
don't
I
have any
like
feelings one way or the other about Shane Taylor.
I like Shane
He's a
Taylor.
decent worker, but
I just don't like when he talks.
I have no feelings one way or the other.
So Jay comes in and he's like, "Man, a lot's changed in the 400 and however many fucking days I was gone."
459, I think, is what he said.
He's like, "No one liked the Death Riders when I was around, and now everybody loves them, and the crowd's confused." And I'm like, "Yeah, me too."
I was confused during this promo too.
And then Jay's like, "And Osprey's the biggest fraud in the industry." And then I'm like, "Man, you're really just going at everybody that people love right now. Are you a heel?"
Yeah, he's still cutting a promo like it was 459 days ago.
And he's like, "But we're not out here to talk about him or them." And he's like, "Someone, while I was gone, also let the dogs out of their cage." He's like, "And me and David go way back." And then he calls David a nepo baby bitch boy. He said, "This is the Switchblade era. And if you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you. Guns up." And here's the thing. I actually liked a lot of what he had to say, but I couldn't tell if he wanted to be a heel or a face, and that's my problem. I don't...
Yeah, this came across flat because I don't know what character you're trying to be, bro. I am so happy he's back though. He's a hell of a good worker, but he's not there yet. He's got to work himself back into being Jay White again.
Right. So then, backstage, Shane Taylor Promotions are here to talk shit about the Bang Bang Gang, and they want a match at Collision. They're like, "Well, we've been running Collision, and blah, blah, blah." So anyways, this is where this confuses me, because, like, so we had talked about earlier that Edge had already squared away, like, Jay paid off the debt that Edge had on him, and, like, they're square. But now all of a sudden, so Shane Taylor's like, it wasn't even Shane Taylor, because he's not involved in the match. It's going to be the Infantry and
Lee Moriarty.
Lee Moriarty. And they're like, you, Switchblade, pick 2 of your boys and come wrestle the 3 of us. And I was like, all right, cool. It's probably going to be him and the Guns, because that makes sense. It could be him and the Guns, or it could be him and Juice and Ace, because I'm always down to get Ace on my TV more.
Sure.
And I'm like, cool. We'll get a decent little match out of that. And honestly, I was even thinking it probably would be Juice and Ace, because it's more him and Juice than anybody else, and you don't want just like one of the Guns, because then it's just weird.
It makes no sense.
But then we find out in the graphic later in the show that it's going to be the 3 people from Shane Taylor, but then it's going to be Jay, and he chose Juice and fucking Cope, and I'm like, Cope's not even in Bang Bang Gang. What?
It's just to further the Christian and Jay White feud, man.
Yeah, no, but there was no thought in this, because it makes no sense.
Welcome to TK's bookings. Now you understand why when shit don't make sense to me, I get so upset.
I'm just like, yeah, but even when things, the things, a lot of times the things that don't make sense to you, I can put things together for it to make sense. I can't here. There's not a logical line of thought, because, like, if Edge already knows that, like, his best friend's mad at him for even having Jay involved in the first fucking place, why would he just willingly be like, well, fuck it, if he's already mad, I'm gonna piss him off even more? Like,
maybe he's just trying to mend fences, man.
No, because here's what's gonna happen. Here's what I hope happens, if you want me to be completely honest. I hope Jay White flips the Guns heel, the Bang Bang Gang heel, because I feel like he kind of wanted to go there tonight any fucking ways.
I think he's kind of lulling the tag team champions in. Then there's going to flip heel and get a title shot at Redemption.
I think what I would do if I was TK and you want to revive or rescue whatever this terrible booking decision is, you have them go full heel and beat down Cope. And a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense because if they're going to put him in a program with Finley, you can have heels hate each other. It's okay. Not everything has to be good guy, bad guy. Not everything.
Usually heels do hate each other, and they usually just work together out of spite of the babyface.
Right. So, like, have them go full heels. You can still do the him versus Finley thing later. But have them go full heels and do the beatdown, and then the Bang Bang Gang can just be a full heel stable because, you know, all big stables have to be heels, except for conglomeration.
They're not going to do that because it's going to be the dogs with Gabe Kidd and Connors and Finley versus some fucking combination of Jay White and the rest of the Bang Bang.
Jay Juice and fucking Cope.
No, I don't want that.
Cope's going to be honorary Bang Bang Gang, I guess. There's 6 people. Fuck it.
Yeah, you know what? They're going to win the trios titles. Watch out, conglomeration.
Gabe Kidd's already technically in both the Death Riders and the fucking dogs. It even says so on the AEW website. So why not?
It's so confusing.
Why not have Christian be fucking confused as us too? Like, I don't...
The dogs don't have patches, Nick.
They don't.
We've got to get them patches.
Well, the dogs aren't a part of... as a whole the Death Riders. Just Gabe Kidd is.
I know. They're just Death Rider adjacent.
Anyways, that's not even what I was mad about, by the way. That's not what I hated.
I just kind of led you down this tangent.
That just kicked in. Here's where I get mad. My shit match of the night is the AEW TBS Championship match. Survival of the Fittest. Chris Statlander versus Micah versus Harley Cameron versus Queen Aminata versus Persephone versus Hikaru Shida, which should have been a really cool 6-person elimination match, but they took the most obvious and boring route to get to the determination at the end, and I absolutely lost interest with this match with every single elimination. You didn't give anybody a hope spot to make it seem like they had a chance to win anything. You pretty much told us out the gate who was going to win. And I hated it.
To be honest, they've been telling you who's going to win for weeks.
It's not even just that, though. So, like, I had said, and guys, I want you to understand. I had Shida pegged as the one that I wanted to win. I'm not mad she specifically won.
It's just how we got there.
But you took you eliminate who many consider to be the worst one in that ring of first, which I disagree with, by the way. I think Queen Aminata is the worst wrestler in that ring.
I 1,000% disagree. You know who looked the best in this entire match?
Persephone, actually.
Yes.
And I can't stand her character.
No. Well, if she did more things like this,
either be a heel or be a face. And please don't ever talk.
A mouthpiece would be nice. But I don't know. So yes, Stephanie looked the best out of everybody in the match.
So she almost immediately eliminates Harley, and then which is the most predictable first elimination, and then they follow it with the most predictable second elimination, which is Micah being eliminated. And you're like, all right, cool. And then and then you get down to the final 4, and you're like, oh, I bet Queen Aminata is going to be next. And guess what? Queen Aminata gets rolled out. And then you're like, oh, well, that's just going to leave Persephone, Shida, and Stat. But guess what? They have this thing for Shida and Stat, so I bet Persephone's next to get eliminated. Well, yep, there she goes. She's fucking next. And then that just leaves the final 2, and you're like, well, you know the heel's going to win, and she's probably going to cheat to win. The only inventive thing that they did is they had Persephone stick around somewhere in fucking someone's butthole, because I didn't see her for fucking 5 minutes. And then
she had to go collect her belt. She had to go collect her CMLL belt.
That wasn't it. That was the TBS title she hit her with.
I thought it was her CMLL belt.
No, because she just tried to use the TBS title, and then Stat stopped her, and it got thrown outside the ring. So
see, I missed all that.
Persephone, who was laying down on the outside of the ring, being sneaky.
I'll be honest with you. I lost so much interest in this match that it just kind of went along in the background.
And this match went by at such a quick pace as a whole, because it's a 6-person elimination match that ended in 15 minutes.
It felt long, though.
It felt long. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't, because you're talking about it's still a 6-person elimination match. I've seen 4-way elimination matches last longer. And
Sure.
It went by so, like, everything was so bland in the match as well. Like, it was Sheeta eliminates, who was it? Or she eliminates Micah by pulling the ref in front of her and then just running around the ref and rolling her up. And I'm like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, it was not the most well executed a match.
It sucked. I was excited.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this match sounds cool. It's a 6-person elimination match. And nothing fun fucking happened for me. Nothing.
You know what's gonna suck? Is if Willow just comes back and wins the belt back.
I hope she fucking does at this rate.
What was the point? You may as well just kept it on her and just had her sit out hurt. It's not like they haven't had people with belts do that before.
If she's even hurt. I agree.
Exactly.
They should have never took the title off her. Because whatever this was, this sucked.
Yep.
And you know what?
Bueno.
You know what? 4 of these women are going to be in the fucking gauntlet match that I don't need another one of, by the way, right now. Next week.
Yeah, the casino gauntlet thing.
For the world title.
Yeah, for what? #1 contender?
Yeah. Which, by the way, I really hope Athena wins, because here's what I want to have happen. If Athena wins, I want her to go on to Redemption, which is funny, because it would be like her redemption for losing the fucking, I'm just saying, it's there.
You know Maya's going to win that match, right?
Shut up. Don't do that. I want her to win, and then I want her to go on and face Tekla, and I want Athena to beat Tekla at Redemption. Listen, I love Tekla, and I would also love for her to be in the main event at Wembley, but if I have a chance to book Athena and Monet in the main event of Wembley, that's what I want.
Yep. And I want Athena going over.
Yeah. I'm ready for a fucking forever Athena run. I don't need it to be as long as the Ring of Honor one.
No, God, no.
But,
God, no.
You know what? Have her stick around until fucking Tony comes back.
Yeah, good old Tony Storm.
So that we can get Tony Storm versus...
Good old Tony.
versus Athena again. I'm just saying. It's,
I mean, I hope so. That would be great.
Dude, if Maya wins. No, it's not even going to be Maya. It's going to be Hyan. Hyan's going to win. And she's going to...
Time for the adjacent push. All right, you had your run. Now the partner. Partner's turn.
Has anyone had anyone die in their family recently?
Right, so Tony can give you a sympathy push.
Anyways, this match sucked. I don't care about it. And
Cheetah wins.
the predictability murdered any enjoyment I had for any of this match.
Yep. I mean, it's just been... I mean, it was told weeks ago. Honestly, before Willow even got hurt, I thought Sheeta was probably going to be the one to take the belt off of her. But I digress.
All right. Backstage, because Kenny is about to come out, Will catches up to him. He's like, Kenny, yo, don't go out there. Oh, cut the music. He's like, hey, look, I don't think you should do this. And Kenny's like, what, do you not believe in me? He's like, no, I believe in you, but I don't know if you believe in you. And Kenny's like, look, man, this is my death ground. And if I go out, I'm going out guns blazing. They hug, they run out. Will's like, all right, whatever. And Kenny comes out. In ring, Kenny's like, you know, I've won titles, broke records, had a career that I could be proud of, but there's a selfish part of me that knows that it's just not enough. Said if anybody believes he can win and stand on the biggest stage against Ospreay at Wembley, and all he has to do is put it all on the line. And if he fails, he'll be just like Cody and Hangman. Is the cost too high? Listen, this is where I was hoping he was going to go, no, the cost isn't high enough. I'm putting my career on the line. Like, that's what I wanted.
You wanted him to double down.
Exactly, dude. Because here's the thing. If you lose, your career's pretty much over any fucking ways.
I think he will have a not in the not too distant future. I think his last match will be against Hangman probably, and Hangman will put him out to pasture. But we ain't there yet.
He's gonna retire at Wembley after Will beats him. He's gonna leave.
Don't say that.
He's gonna leave his shit in the ring.
And then come back a month later like Brock Lesnar.
Please don't. I'm so, that makes me that, and apparently they're wrestling again at SummerSlam, which we all knew was going to happen.
Hell in a Cell, apparently.
So
For
dumb.
fucking some reason. Oba won a fucking title match and forwent the title match from winning King of the Ring to wanting Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell. Tell me how that booking works and how that makes sense.
It doesn't. It's about as dumb as using the Money in the Bank briefcase to go for anything other than the world title.
You leave Charlotte Flair alone. She went to NXT.
Yeah, but that was still a world title.
Yeah, but it's like the lesser than.
I was more making fun of Austin Theory. Who used it to go for the Intercontinental Championship.
He got a Fabergé egg from Vince McMahon. He's the chosen one.
Oh boy.
He apparently had a really rough Raw, apparently.
Botox Vince hasn't done shit for me, alright? I don't know why Theory thought he cared.
Dude, I saw a picture of Linda McMahon the other day. She looks like a completely different fucking person.
It's because she's away from that fucking weirdo.
Well, and she's had a lot of work done.
Anyways. He's like, is the cost too high? He said, the answer is no, and if he loses, you'll never see him in another title match ever again, and he accepts MJF's offer. At that point, MJF attacks him from behind. As he goes to use the diamond ring, Kenny ducks and takes him down, whoops his ass for a minute. Security separates him. Kenny breaks free. He gets separated again. MJF breaks free. They get restrained. MJF finally gets out of the ring. He walks around with his belt and, oh, I'm the champion. And
yeah, classic pull apart bullshit.
And listen. I don't think I've ever seen one 1v1 brawl in AEW where a fight breaks out in the ring that has been decent. And I'm just being honest.
No, you're not wrong. Well, they're not good in WWE either. They've been done to death.
They were for a while.
They've just been done to death, and they just all look bad now.
First and foremost,
nobody can throw a punch anymore.
First, that's because Brock Lesnar ruined that for everyone. So first off,
yeah, because he actually throws punches.
He was throwing real ones and busted Cena.
Yeah, he was. Hey, that's the risk you take, right?
Right. But no, like, so like I remember when brawls would start, and brawls would last for 3 to 4 minutes before the first person ever ran out to stop it. So they'd let him go for a little bit.
Well, yeah, they would go. The timekeeper in them would be ringing the bell, ding, 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 ding.
And like it was never. There was a very long time in my life where it wasn't security that came out and broke people up. It was the locker room.
Yeah, there was escalation. There's not escalation anymore. It's so quick.
You send the locker room out, and then if the locker room can't do it, then you send the fucking police out to break it up. Like. But now it's always straight to security, which are wrestlers any fucking ways. You might as well send the locker room. But the problem is you can't do that because if all of a sudden you have, and I know what the thought process is, if you have wrestlers, if you have wrestlers hold back a champion, then all of a sudden that champion looks weak because he's being held back by other people that are quote unquote beneath him. Fuck that. Listen, you know what I do?
Yeah.
I send Bobby Lashley out there to handle shit. All right. You hold them motherfuckers back. Anyways, I thought the actual pull apart was stupid. It was terrible. It was a terrible way to end the show. And again, a lot of I'm gonna be honest, it's not MJF or fucking Kenny's fault on this. It's just the way they set it up stupid.
They should have just had the Bucks come out and run Max off.
Yeah. But that's not what happened. So here we are. Anyways.
So what do we think? So now we've essentially got this match next week.
Listen, you know what I want?
Hanger to come back and screw Max and get Kenny over.
No.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Here's what I want. Okay? I want to make it a lose.
Yeah.
And he never gets to go for the world championship again. And then
I think they'll do it though because they just did it.
Hold on. I'm just saying what I want. Damn it. I want him to lose. And I don't ever want him to go for the world title again. And then you know what I want? I want Adam Page to come back, and then him and fucking Kenny get into it, and they can have a loser leaves AEW match because they're both already fucking losers.
You're shitting on like two of the biggest baby faces in the company. I love it.
No, I actually love Kenny and Adam Page for that matter. I'm more of an Adam Page fan than you are. I just,
You're not wrong.
why are we doing
My
the
wife
stipulation
puts
again
up a
already?
pedestal because booking is hard, apparently. Because everything has to have a stipulation.
So yeah, I
Just
don't.
for the belt, because the belt is prestigious and means something. Well, no,
here's-
they've beat that to death.
Here's what's gonna
Because
happen.
there's too many of them.
Here's what's gonna happen. Omega's gonna win because why not, right? It's
Just Hangman.
it doesn't even matter why. It's just gonna happen. Why not? Why not have Kenny be another world champion? Why not give him a 1 month reign until he goes and loses it to Will Ospreay at All In?
Well, it protects Smacks.
And honestly, I know what they're doing. They're setting up what would be a bigger match. To be fair, with Ospreay versus Omega. And that's not to say that Ospreay versus MJF also wouldn't be a banger. But it's not.
Yeah,
gonna...
I would think Ospreay versus Max would be the bigger. Would be the bigger match.
Omega's
Omega doesn't draw like Max does. Max actually draws. Their ratings and shit since he's been champion for both reigns has been up. Their ratings when Omega was the champion, not so good.
Well, their ratings when Omega was originally champion was not so good. Not because of Omega. That was still before AEW really fucking took off.
Yes and no.
And this last time, if you're talking about while Darby was the fucking champion, I would hope
it went down.
MJF's reign brought more viewers than when Darby was champion. It's Darby.
But isn't it sad though that the dude who defended the belt all the time, the interest dropped? That just boggles my brain.
Here's the thing. I personally loved the reign, and I thought it was actually handled very beautifully, and it was full of a lot of just really good matches. And then he lost it back to
MJF. The reign. He knows.
But I'm also noticing now all of a sudden MJF's defending his title every fucking week. So I'm like, all right.
Well, he defended it like twice in 4 days. That's not necessarily all the time.
Well, so here's the thing.
For him, it is though.
So he wrestled. He didn't defend the title at technically. He didn't defend the title at the pay-per-view.
Oh, you're right, because it was just a stupid 12-man thing.
But he still wrestled, right? That the 12-man match.
And he wrestled the Dynamite before that too.
And then he's going to turn around and defend the title at Dynamite this week. And then he's going to turn around and defend it next week at Dynamite.
And then he won't wrestle again until Dynasty.
And if he loses, we won't see him on TV for probably until the lead up to All In. We probably won't even see him at fucking. I think he finally goes on his fucking honeymoon, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I do think Kenny's gonna win, and I think it's gonna end up going on to be Kenny versus. Because here's what I want.
Because they've been teasing the Ospreay and him thing for way too long for it not to be happening.
I also want Kenny to lose because I was hoping that at Redemption, it was gonna be Andrade taking the world title off of MJF, because I personally would love to see Andrade versus Will Ospreay at fucking Wembley.
I wouldn't be mad at that, but now he's going to be in the fucking Don Callis vortex of bullshit, fighting all those guys off to getting squared away there.
Yeah. Good. He can, I guess, join fucking Shoeless. Anyways.
Shoeless
Mike Bailey. I call him Beatty.
Beatty. Mike Beatty.
Heel ball, Mike Bailey. Anyways, I the end of the show just shat the bed for me as a whole.
The first part of this show was so good. We got through the TNT title match, and then it just went to shit.
Well, and even then, it didn't go to shit for me. I still mostly enjoyed it up until the women's TBS title match.
Okay. Shit is too strong. It just went to mediocrity.
The TBS championship match hit, And maybe I just had way too much hope that it was going to be good. That I set
Yeah,
myself up for
probably.
failure.
Probably.
But it was just a bunch of people rolling around, reversing pins and shit, and using refs to run around them and roll people up. And
And then just the participants of the match just dipping out for long periods of time so two people could wrestle at a time and then roll in and do their little spot and then roll out and then roll in and roll out. It's just
the only creative moment of the entire match that made sense that I truly liked was when Queen Aminata hit her duo of finishing moves on Sheeta and took her out, but then Stat came in and rolled up uh
Aminata?
well, it was Persephone who did it, because Queen Aminata had done the duo of finishing moves on Sheeta, but then Persephone ran in and rolled Queen Aminata up, who thought she was about to get the pin on Sheeta, and it eliminated Queen Aminata. I was like, well, that was cool,
Yeah.
because like she wasn't expecting, like, that's the one roll up in the entire match that I was like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
it makes sense.
It's good. You mean that the time that Sheeta walked around the official to roll up Micah didn't make any sense to you?
No. And how Micah couldn't kick out of that. Like, come on, Sheeta's like half the size you are, and not half the size. They're about the same size.
I was about to say they're pretty similar in size.
Shut up, Seffi. It's not food time yet. You got 30 minutes. You fat bitch. But yeah, I overall it was a decent show up until the end, and then it all just meh.
Yep. Floated on down to mediocrity town.
I still think Omega should have said it. The stakes aren't high enough. I'm putting my career on the line, because at least then you're like, well, man, because he's mentioned,
oh shit,
he's mentioned being pretty much almost ready for retirement at times. So like maybe
fuck, he only wrestles like 4 times a year.
Yeah.
He may as well be fucking there as it is.
Also, please do something about this commentary team, please.
Dude, I may as well watch the show on mute, because I don't even acknowledge they exist anymore.
I don't want Nigel and Shivani together. I don't. Even with Excalibur there, the chemistry between the other two is just off, man. It's fucking off.
Nigel needs somebody that is much higher energy. And they don't have that in any of their commentators, to be honest. He would probably be better with Ian, because Ian's a little high energy, but even Excalibur is just kind of just...
Could you imagine a commentary team that's Excalibur, Riccaboni, and then that dude from New Japan?
Well, I would have Excalibur talk, and then I wouldn't know who the next person was.
Well, all three of them talk a lot, so.
Yeah, but Ian and the other guy have this like game show host kind of quality to their voice, where they kind of talk like this.
That was the most William Shatner.
No, William Shatner is... I didn't pause enough for it to be William Shatner.
You said, where they talk like this.
There you go.
That's how you said it. Ah, there goes my controller. Ow, that was my thumb. Why?
I said it much faster than that.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that's going to do it, guys. We don't know if we're covering Collision yet this week or not. We'll watch it. I can't do my recording tomorrow night. I've got other plans. So, they sprung it on us tonight. They was like, hey, Collision's tomorrow. And I was like, oh, well, shit.
Maybe Friday. We'll see.
So we'll try to record it maybe late Friday, because I probably won't be available Friday night until like 1 or 2 in the morning-ish.
I'll be awake, more than likely.
That's why I mentioned Saturday specifically.
Yeah, maybe we do a Saturday then.
But we'll
figure
see.
it out.
If the show sucks, we just won't do it, because, that's how it be sometimes.
There's like 8 fucking matches in it.
Yeah. Some of them look like bangers, and then there's some that have Cope teaming up with Switchblade.
Yeah. a lot of the stuff was, such and such in action as well. So we'll get at least 2 squash matches.
Right. Anyways, we love you guys. We'll talk to y'all next time. Deuces.
Later.